Hi, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How'd you have a good week?
Yes, I do. And you?
Pretty good, pretty good. You just stay in and then you go out if you have to.
Mm-hmm. Right. Sorry, can you repeat that?
You, yeah, you go out if you have to, otherwise you stay in.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, I'm gonna raise my volume so I could hear you a little better.
Okay.
And there's your piano. Oh, I think I have the same pen as you. What are we doing today?
Today we're doing the Beethoven 109 third movement.
All right, I'm gonna go get my score, okay? 1 second. Okay. Whoa. All right. I am ready to go. You've all warmed up?
Yep, I am.
But do you do those stretching exercises and the whole technical regime?
I do. The diminished chord, yeah.
Right, but the right hand's up an octave. So when you grab the chord, just relax your wrists. I like to check up on that a little bit. So if we do that, where am I? Let me just move it back so you can see these keys a little bit too. Yeah, see when you do that, I grab the chord, I just bounce my wrists a little bit, then I put my thumb on the wood below the keys and relax. Try that, I just want to make sure. We haven't touched on this in a long time. So grab the chord. Okay, then, yeah. Do you do the pinkies first, like high and count up, 2, down, relax, up, but even slower. Sometimes what happens is we do these and then we stray from the original way of doing it and we don't get the full benefit of the stretch. So I like to do this down with the thumb, and then up with just the pinky finger, fifth finger.
Just the
Up, yeah. So you up and then down for 2, up for 2, down. Then relax. You see how I do with the wrists up and down? I use my thumb as leverage just to balance the hand, so that I could just relax like a little hinge, like the door. Treat the wrist like a door hinge. Just let it open, let the door close. Open, close. I do each one 4 times each. Right. Then you do the fourth finger out. Exactly, like toward the back of the piano, not up, but out. Then drop, 2, out, 2, down, 2, out, 2, 2, out, 2, and down. Then the third finger straight up. See how slow we're doing it? And when you do those fingers, you pull it towards you, like wiping the key down, so you reinforce the first finger joint. So up, 2, up, and relax. When you stretch up, you're actually tense. See, it's tight. Then you relax. So you don't want to be tight long. That's not good. Just equal up and down. And the second finger straight up, 2. Also, pull it towards you a little bit, like slide the fingers. Let's see. Stay in the air as long as you're in the keys. Up, 2. Up, 2. And then the thumb is toward each other. And then if you want to do the D, you can. You want to do more, you can do that too. Okay, then you put your thumb back up. But then do 3 and 5. Up, 2, and up, 2, up, times each one. Up, 2. Then 4 and 2, kind of equal. Up, 2. Relax. 2. Up, 2. Do the B if you want. Yeah.
Oh, I'm doing the B, yeah. You want just the C, A?
Up, 2. Good. Up, 2. Hand is different. Then shake it out. Did I ever give you the 4-5 one? Did I ever do that? Did we ever do?
No.
Ever did that? Better late than never. Put your thumb on the wood below the keys, like put your thumb under middle C.
Okay.
Lift your hand up like this, straight up, like pointed up. Yeah, not too much. Just relaxed. And then just drop the 4th finger into G. Then the 5th finger on C. Relax. Then 4th finger again, up a half step, G sharp. That's sharp. We're going up the perfect 4th half steps. A, D, relax. Keep your thumb on the wood, on the B flat, E flat. Right? You're gonna feel it stronger in there.
Yeah, it is.
What do you sense?
It is a bit more easier to stretch right now.
Open and close more. You feel like you have more energy in the tips of those fingers. Left hand, I usually put the thumb under middle C again.
Mm-hmm.
Now the 5th finger, you're gonna play on the C below middle C. F. And C sharp. D. E flat. A flat. And you could do if you do that after the other stretch is good. Always keep your elbows close to your sides because once you reach them out, you're tightening up here. This is where a lot of people get into trouble with tendonitis when they say, oh, those exercises, the teachers give. It's not that. It's because you're tightening other things. People get tendonitis up here and here because they're tightening it. You're playing with your fingers. So you have to keep everything loose. You have to keep your elbows close to your sides. Like a chicken. Don't spread your wings. Don't spread your wings. So play a C major scale now, having done those. I want to see if you feel you have more finger strength without having to play so heavy. Play a C major scale. Let's see how you feel with that. Play it up to something. Play it like, really play it. Very even. What do you feel now about that after doing those exercises that way?
I don't feel any tension when I'm running through the notes. My finger is much stronger right now.
That's it. You said it exactly the way it should be. That's exactly it. Okay, so you do those. The other thing, let's see. You do the scale. Oh, when you're doing scales and arpeggios, when you're going up the scale, up the keyboard, usually we'll let the left elbow out just a little, just to guide it, kind of like your bow arm, Use your arm like it's the bow over the strings. Here's your instrument. So you don't want to be this way when you're on the bass of the piano, because then you're pointing that way. If you're going up, you have to use your elbow to help point you up. And on the reverse coming down, same idea. So, okay, you can't see it too well from here, but here's my elbow out. And the right hand comes up and you get evenness, really, believe it or not, it's not, people think, oh, you're not playing evenly. Kids are like, well, I'm playing, it feels even. The evenness comes from your arm and your elbow. It's just like on a violin. You get an even phrase when your fingers are going, but your bow arm is dictating the smoothness of the line. Okay, I mean, conductors do that too. Conductors get smoothness from not just their hands holding the baton, but the tip of the baton. And the tip of the baton is really where, I think that's where a conductor is giving the signal of the sound that they want from the orchestra, from the tip. Most players, I think I've talked to so many orchestra players, they say they look at the tip. And sometimes if they don't use the baton, they use their hands. So they're actually looking at the tips of their fingers. So the tips of your fingers are giving you your sound, but you're guiding that sound because there's separations in the keys and the hammers in order to get it to seem seamless is by your arms. Okay, so that's how I would do scales and arpeggios. Did we ever do octaves?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Have we ever done octaves?
Octaves, yes. You mean the scales and octave?
Like this? Up, down, up, down, up 4 times. Up, curl, drop. Curling your second finger in to open your hand. Have we done that?
Yes, I know that technique. Closing the second finger, yeah.
Because that opens your hand. Okay, good. So that, I just wanted to give you those little things to do. Do you have that book called Gradus ad Parnassum by Clementi? Clementi, you know, the Sonatina Clementi guy. He wrote this amazing book of exercises.
No, I don't think I have.
Didn't we do this way back? Did we do that?
No.
You didn't do that. You should get that. You could probably find it online. It's probably public domain, of course. You know where to go to find it.
Yeah.
See if you can find that book. Just if you have a printer and you could download them, or just print them off there. Some of those are really very good, and they're nice to play. The Schirmer edition is good because it starts with that one with the right hand. Then the left hand one's number 2. Okay, so it's good to do a little technical regime like that before you play. All right, so you want to start? You want to do Beethoven?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, good. Let's take it little pieces by little pieces,
Okay.
so we don't have to. I want you to learn, not just play. So, of course, he writes andante, molto cantabile and expressive. So he wants it to be very singing and expressive andante. Now, what you're doing, what did I just say about creating? What do you need to? What part of your body do you need to use to create a seamless long line?
The entire arm.
Yeah, the arm and the elbow and that. What I see you're doing is you're doing like they used to call. Well, you're too young to remember, but they used to call choral conductors who didn't study choral conducting technique. They called it the Madame Jeanette technique, like this, Madame Jeanette. To get them to sing, they would do that. It's a song, beautiful song, but that was the way choral conductors would do. They do this, and it's not. This is how you're playing. Bum 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 bum. You're gesturing your arm after every quarter note, which is causing 2 things. One, it's causing a vertical quality for every quarter note, and it's not creating a line and it's not enabling you to shape the phrases with your arm and your wrist. So here, it doesn't, your tempo's good, it's good. I think that the feeling that you have for the piece will be easier if you use your body differently. So what you're doing is this. See what I'm doing? Okay, there's nothing wrong with it, but what will make it more seamless, and also remember, this is a saraband. It's an old Spanish dance. Beethoven did a lot of Baroque uh, reflections, and this is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Do you know where he gets that rhythm from? It's a basic saraband rhythm. Handel's saraband. 1, 2, Handel. You know that. So
Yeah.
it's the same. It's the same. But with this, look at that left hand alone. Two voices, three octaves. If you were to drop your right hand down an octave and you put your left hand up too, listen to the left hand. Easy. Come up here. You hear the left hand differently, don't you?
Yeah.
And I do that a lot. I'll just reverse hands because I'll be, we're so used to hearing things where they belong. It's like your furniture. It just all of a sudden the chair looks different because you put it on the other side of the room. It's a good way to hear things. I think you have to subdivide. You have to count out loud and think of 1 E and a 2 E, and that gives you more fluid feeling. And 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a ba 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 ba. Look how far back I am. I'm almost in the back of the piano for that chord. You can't be here. I'm all the way up here. These two voices coming closer in. How close they are. And he's way out in octaves. The piano is really for the inner voices. It's in the upper register. Here's one. You could make it softer the second time with less pedal for each to make it more transparent. Try that. I want to see. It's really a mindset. It's knowing what you're doing before you play. If you know you want to create a seamless line and you want the tempo feeling 1 E and 2E, try it. But think before you play it. Think what you need to do in order to create that long seamless line.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, you stop. Yeah, don't do any timing changes. Keep it as steady as possible. Do it in the sound. You took a big retard in the last two measures. You don't have to do that. That's better. Now, do me a favor. Play it in the air and count out loud. And 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a bump, but without moving around too much. Kind of like this. Let's see you do that.
One,
You see what you're doing? I see what you're doing. You're going up, you're going down. I always say practice in the air. You're going to see all your problems there. So 1, and bring your elbows out to the second measure. Look where my elbows are out. See what you do. Don't think down. Think like across. No keys. Use the air to shape the phrase. It's like you're this way.
okay. 1, 2.
No,
And
don't count 1, 2. You're going to get vertical if you count 1, 2. You need to do 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 1 E. Use the space. No keys. Don't think of keys. Just use the space.
1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E.
See already, I see it. I see it's a little better. You're trying to get the line, but you're lifting your wrist. I don't care. That's fine. As long as you get away from that vertical. And you go to the piano and just the first 2 notes. Watch what I do if you can see it. I'm coming around. So I wipe the keys and then I come around. Just get that. Once you get the first measure or 2, you're home free. Try that. Just the first 2 beats. Better. Can you do it soft? Did you have the left pedal down on the piano there?
Okay. You want it to be softer?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No. Better. Start like in slow motion. My pedals are down. I'm starting in the back and I'm going to slide down and play. You're basically playing it before you get the sound. I go from the back of the keys, I slide down, and then I go down.
Okay.
It's like preparing to walk. You put your heel down, and then the sole of your the ball of the foot hits the floor. Prepare and it's like the bow on the string. Too loud. It's too loud. Don't think of but think of oh, that's a good idea. Try using the word T before it's almost like you're singing it before it happens. And T that's actually try it. It'll give you the sound you want. T, then you play. Say T before, no, before you play. Say T on the okay, it is a little better. I think it needs to move a little more like this. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2. Can you do that? 1 and 2 and 3 and. It's close. Listen, it's close, sir. Wipe the keys. Treat the keys like they're. I can think of it. Strings. You have to do more of this. You know what? Just exaggerate this more. No, I don't want to go too fast on this screen. It doesn't look right. Play it up an octave. Play it up an octave. Get a very angelic, beautiful sound. Do it 2 octaves. Now do it up here. Like a music box. Soft. Okay? Now, stay close to the keys. Don't lift your fingers so much. Just play. As softly as you can. Don't move your fingers so much. Let your arms shape the phrase. See? Okay. Now, that's a little better. Do it the same area where you were, but feel it crawl more. Just crawling, crawling. Very easy. Step by step. Good. Now, I can't see your arms and your wrists this way. It's very narrow, but I'm hoping that you're doing a lot of this. Now bring it down an octave. Bring it down an octave. Yeah, watch you don't go back to that for each beat. Don't use so much fingers. Let them stay close to the keys, close to the strings. Do it in the right register now, but just. And when you get to, just make it part of it and wait after the top note a little to let it sing. One, so it's almost like a beat before. Don't count until you get to the top B. 1, 2, 3. So your top B gets the full value. That's a little better. 1 E and 2 E and it doesn't have to be so slow. I think if it's too slow, that's where you get vertical. No, that has to be held longer. That's what. 1 and 2. I still want it to be more seamless. 1, 2. Make believe you're playing the organ. And if you let go of the notes, the sound goes away. Do this without pedal. Not using the pedal is going to force you to connect differently. Yeah, do it without pedal. Well, there we are. There's the problem. See, there's the problem. See, what is it? Let's see. What do you need to do to make it pure legato without the pedal? I always say take the pedal off, and it'll reveal all the issues. What is it? What do you know? What about the fingering?
Not switching the fingers for the tops.
To connect, that you need to. Like this. I do 4 to 5, 3, 4 to 5, 4 to 5, 3, 1, 3, 5 to 4, 2, then it's changing fingers silently like you would on the organ.
Okay.
Think of it more like an organ technique. Where you're purely, try it again, no pedal. Secret to this is no pedal. Let's see. See, you stretched up to your 4 on that A sharp. I would have, see if you did 5 to 4. Uh, 5 changes to 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Once you start playing like that, after a while you won't even know. It's like riding a bike. You just do it. you wouldn't even know that you're doing it because your mind is so naturally playing, wanting to tell your fingers to play pure legato. So I do 5, 3, 2, 4, 5, 4, 5, 3, 2, 5, 3. I do 3, 1, 5 to 4, 5 2. Yeah. After a while, I think you're going to just do it now. You should really play through as many Bach fugues as you can with no pedal. See how much you could learn from that, changing your fingers silently. There's no pure legato really creates the line. Once you start using the pedal to connect things, you start to get vertical with your hands because my foot's connecting it. Fingers first, then add pedal for sound. Play it. Actually, you know what? Play this now with the pedal faster. Sometimes just playing slow things faster gets your line. So if you did this, just do this. Just do that. Play it musically and faster. I know it's not going to be the way you play it, but I'm doing it for a reason.
Okay.
Okay, what did you experience doing that?
The finger needs to connect a little bit faster, and it has to be.
And what else?
The phrases in the line more
What
than
about
harmonic
felt,
structure.
felt better?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? The real tempo is not so much slower than that.
Okay.
Uh, do it again that fast. Just the first line. Slide. Good. Stop. Okay, so that is 1, 2. Do it again that the same way.
Okay. The second phrase or the first phrase?
The first one. Get used to the fluidity of it, the seamlessness of the line. Good. Now, do it the same tempo and exaggerate the the feeling of it, the emotion and the everything. Just exaggerate the feeling. No retard. Now, do something else. Is there a way to play it softer, or it's just you are playing it softly, it's just coming out loud because of the...
I'm playing it as soft as possible right now.
Okay, that's fine. Sounds good. Now just bring out the melody a little, the way you're doing it and everything else, almost like it's a solo voice on top and just like an organ accompaniment underneath. Okay, stop. Second measure has to be cleaner pedal. I noticed a few times in a row it's been a little muddy. You're carrying over the third beat of the first measure into the second. Okay, stop, stop, stop. Can you slide a little bit more? Do more slide. Use the full range of the depth of the keyboard to get your sound. Don't be afraid to start. Then slide up. Then come down. Use the upper part of the piano, the keyboard, the back half. Okay, wait. First of all, that's better. Guess what? That's your tempo.
Okay.
Do you hear that? We did it faster, but you slowly brought it down a little bit. That's andante.
Okay.
You think it's fast, but it's not now. You settled into the right tempo. Sometimes playing something too fast, instead of trying to play it slower, you play it faster, it settles you into the right groove, just naturally. Now, before you play the first note, you have to think and you have to feel. You can't just keep playing the same chord over to try to play it cleanly. You have to feel it first, and then you feel, then your brain tells your fingers what to do to play it with that feeling. It's not the other way around. Heart first, brain second.
Right.
Think more that way. Let's see what happens. Okay, stop. Better. Don't move your left hand around so much because it's starting to gesture every hand. Don't gesture your hands for every quarter note. If you saw a violinist do it, you'd say, why are you like using your arm for every quarter note? Can you use one bow for the whole phrase? Try that. No, don't rush that B. You have to, when you get to the top B, that's where the first beat is. That was it. What you just did for those first four measures, that was it. You got the seamlessness. Your arms weren't playing around for every chord note. You got a line. You could do more crescendo diminuendo. Like when you get to the, you could come down at the end of the second measure a little bit more. It's just good. Do that again. Does it feel different?
Yeah, it is.
More natural in a way.
The phrase like in general.
Yeah, it feels weird physically, but after a while you'll start to play it that way. It'll feel natural. All right, do it again. We'll keep going.
Okay.
Don't rush that. Hey, stop. Did you catch yourself? What happened? You went. Think of the second beats. Yeah. You went. You went bump, bump. Also, make that more improvisational. He writes it out. 2/16 and 2/32. He's actually writing out how you would sing it. To phrase over. Do it practice without the ornament. Okay, this is good. 1, 2. See, this is what you need. This is what this dictates the phrase, not this. These are quiet, as close to the keys as possible. Organ fingers, piano, conductor arms. Try it right from that. Something else. All right, take it from there. White. That's a weird fingering. What's your, no, the fingering's important. 4 or 3, 4, 5, 4, 3 to 4, 5, 4, 3. So it's 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 4, 3 to 4. So you can do the next sequence. Change your fingers to prepare for the next sequence. Just here. I actually break the left hand. I go. So I want that 10th. He doesn't write that, but I like to. You can do it the second time. First time. I just break it because I find it expressive. You have to sing it out loud when you practice. I know you're not doing it now, but the more you sing out loud when you practice, your fingers will follow your voice.
Okay.
Look where my third finger is, all the way, maybe an inch away from the back of the piano. That's how far back I am. I'm using really a lot of the upper part of the keyboard. I'm not down here so much. Down here, of course, it's going clunk, clunk, clunk. You don't need to use the fullest part of the key for this to get that seamlessness. You need to use the back of the key. You get softer sound when you play back there. Everybody thinks you got to play here. Back here. Heavier part of the key, heavier sound. Thinner part, less wide part of the key. To me, that's a very, I don't know, maybe a lot of pianists do use the back, but I don't know if they teach it that way, but I think that's very important. Try to avoid this part, the front part of the naturals. See if that changes your sound. Try that. Wait, not all the time, but I mean when you need to. See what happens. Okay, how's that feel?
It's much lighter in this way.
Exactly. Now you have to also think of it Baroque terms of terrace dynamics. Softer. Right? So it's going to be softer, the second one. Try that. I just want to get that dynamic range. I can't believe we're spending so much time on 2 lines. I used to say, how did people do that? You do it. It's because we got a lot of work to do. Once you get the first 2 lines of this piece, the rest of the pieces really just plays itself because there's more notes and it's all variations. Not hard. It's these first 2 lines. Anytime there's straight quarter notes, it's the hardest thing to play on piano. Try it. Right there, up here. Warmly. Less. Yeah. You see that?
Yeah.
What a difference. Holy mackerel. I actually was able to close my eyes and conduct it and listen, and you did the sound. I didn't even have to look at what you're doing because I knew what you were doing was right because the sound was right.
Okay.
That was beautiful. Go to the next one. Do the next verse. This is not such a slow piece. It's not
Right.
like this profound. It's just a beautiful saraband song. Just play it. 1 and 2 and 3.
Whoa.
Okay, you're overdoing. I see your left hand. You're doing too much. You know, just 1, 2. Again, let's play this fast. Play it like this. Play it even faster, just to get the feel of it. 1. Do it, 2. That tempo. Just do it. Okay, stop. Okay, just easy. Not, don't separate, it's one phrase. See? 1. That's the tempo. I mean, we think it's fast. It's just andante. 1, 2. Do it at that tempo. Very quiet and very. Think of Schubert. A lot of things in Beethoven are. He reflects Schubert, and sometimes Schubert does the same thing in his music. He's like, Beethoven. It just is. I think that they actually respected each other, even if I don't know if they got along or whatever. But tip of the hat. Try it now. 1, 2, 3. See that sharp you have to resolve quietly. Do it in octaves. Try it. Simpler. Do it simpler. Do it almost naive, innocent, dolce. Good. Now, see, that's what my teacher used to do. She used to play the theme and octave apart with the other hand, just to get the feeling of the line. Now do it with the left hand, same way you did just now. It's too much. You're overdoing it. You're overdoing it. You don't have to do that much. Very simple. Don't treat it like da 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 da, but flatter fingers, flatter fingers. Try it. Too much. You're overdoing that. You're overdoing just yeah. The chords in the left hand are not chord. Just play the pinky. Just play the pinky of the chord. Just now add the. Now just play this. Don't play the E. Just a second. Now add the. I actually just play it. I play just the tip of the finger on the edge of the key. Yeah. You have to make sure the four voices are there clearly. Okay. So this has been not play both hands. Ta-da. You start with ta-da. Quiet. Ta-da. Like almost nothing. Yeah. Don't overdo it. Stay close to the keys. Stay close. When they're so far apart, don't rush. Do. The same thing with this one. You're practicing it on your own. Practice without pedal. 1 and 2. So you have to. So I do stretch that a little because you have to jump down from this to that. Give it back. See what I mean? You have to sing out loud when you practice. Play it in the air, practice without the pedal, all those things. But it's better. When your idea of how to do it is better. Do you have questions about it?
No, that's pretty clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. All right.
Thank you so much.
So where are you? I can't even. I just see the key. Seeing the keys this way really is very interesting.
Right.
And you are where? There he is. Okay. All right. So good work and have a safe week and stay well. That's all we could do.
All right, you too.
All right. Have a good one. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.